Plenty of time has elapsed and our lump of silicone is looking pretty darn firm. There's our little magnet sitting there in the bottom. The only tricky part now is to get the thing out of the tube. So I'm just going to try to start with, just to drill a little hole in the bottom just to see what happens if we can get some air in there. And it's hard to tell on the camera, I know, but as soon as the drill perforated the bottom, you could see this sort of silicone come away. Pardon me, a bit of a hiccup there. The silicone actually came away from the bottom of the container. In fact, you can kind of see that there now in the picture. So whether or not I can replicate that, I don't know, but I'm going to try to see if I can force some air up there and, gosh, maybe get some water to stop these bloody hiccups. Still have the hiccups, unfortunately, but I've tried a different tact here. I've basically run this under my sort of bench saw, little bandsaw type thing, because I think if I could push this out with my finger, and you've got the danger, of course, of putting loads of included bloody material into your mould that you don't want, so you're going to have to wash it, clean that up. In fact, actually that does a good job. Brush it. Brushing seems to work. Maybe I can push it through like that. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Can I? Hell. Bloody things. Oh. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Come on. Come on. Not quite through. Come on, you bastard. There we go. Oh, now you want to loosen up. Instantly. Boop. So there is our... still slightly sticky. Worryingly sticky and a bit... That's a bit unusual. It's a bit tackier than you would want, actually. I'm kind of wondering, has it really cured? It's weird in this weather. I mean, just to show you, this is a cured thing and it's firm and dry and nice, and this is sort of still, you can see it's very, very sticky. Maybe it could do with a few more minutes. Still, I'm impatient. Let's just crack on, shall we? I just want to, let's just see what it's like inside. There's the good possibility that even if it's at this point where it's just slightly tacky, it's going to be okay because it'll just firm up. As long as it's not going to significantly change its sort of chemical composition, I think we're going to be alright. So I'm going to just cut down because you need to split it at least a bit to get our gear out. And I'm just going to cut it down, trying not to slit right through and cut my fingers off on the other side. Working our way in there. You can see our gear. And it's looking good. Gear-tastic. There's our gear. We can certainly extract it at this point. Get our magnet out. I think we'll just have to cut through that screw. Don't mind overcutting around the screw because we know that that's going to be our filling port. So our gear is now extracted. So I can put that aside and use that for something else. Maybe I might try that actually in the unit, see how it fares with my glued teeth. But there we have a nice mould ready for casting, so we could just cast up a new gear. So first things first though is to sort of clean this up, because we want to make sure there's no cack in there like that. And then what I'm going to do is just open up this channel a bit where we're going to fill it. So we know this is the spout area here, and I know the mould looks very distorted as I'm sort of spreading it out, but this will be the spout region. And basically I can just sort of cut away some of the material here, because we know that was the screw, that's where the screw was going, and then that will allow it a little bit more breathing room to actually take the material when we pour it in, because of course we're going to be using that thicker resin which has the more particles in it, and we want to make sure that they don't block up on their way in. There we go. Yeah, I think that's going to do the trick. So what we're going to do, basically take that, plop that back in there. We can use this as our... You can see we can just use that as a sort of holder now for our mould. Keep the two halves together nicely. And then just pour it straight in the top. So we're going for a 50-50 ratio of some of this P6 toughened, and I'm just going to do it straight in this sort of My Protein shaker thing. It's got measuring marks inside, so that's going to be quite convenient. So I'm just going to pour it in there, and I may well lose this, but I think that's fine. So that's pretty well mixed. Now work quickly with this. I'm not sure, I haven't read the instructions on this particular product as to how long the curing time is, but from past experience it can be pretty bloody quick. I mean, we're talking maybe it'll start, you know, the pot life would be like 30 to 45 seconds, so don't hang around with this. So once you add the two parts, just get in there, mix it and start the pour. There we go. And I know this one is the toughen though, so you can see already it's starting to look like it's reacting. So as soon as you get that uniform, I think we're there. Let's pour that just to be sure. So there's our mould. I'm just squeezing it gently because I want the air bubbles to come out of it. And that's all the excess is pouring out there. Kind of not what you want, but there you go. I'm not doing a great job here, I'm being pretty messy. What I sometimes do when I make these moulds is to ensure there's an air channel in there so that the material can actually escape. But I'm just going to try this trick, put something in there, and I'm going to remove the stick, and hopefully anything that remains will fall in there. Nice. So there's a bit in the pot there. If you want to, leave something in the pot that'll harden with that, and then you'll be able to pull out that plug. Just looking around to see what I've got. I'll probably shove a nail or something in there in a second. Just going to move this. I've just noticed the back office board's looking really sad, you know, from all of this sort of contamination. But it might be nice while I've got this rag to sort of squish this around. Look, maybe I'll have a nice polished resin area. I should have done this on a brand new board. Next time I have a brand new board, I'm going to do this first. So we'll have a really nice waterproof resistant resin area. In fact, look, I've got a bit spare here. Let's just do that. Woohoo! Now it smells really resiny, and it also feels warm. I'm getting a warmth from this whole area, so that resin is definitely reacting, definitely getting warmer. But that's good, that's what you want. The quicker it does that, the quicker it's going to cure. So if you've got a fast setting thing, that's to be totally expected. I'm guessing this is never going to be able to be reworked or stained again. Right then, got my resined worktop, which is really sharp. Might need to sand that. Anywho, let's see how our thing came out. And by the way, look, see how that's nice and clean? Always leave a bit in, as I said earlier. Works wonders. Now, can I extract this? I'm not really got high hopes for this because I probably ought to have put an air channel in it, but I thought, come on, what have we got to lose? Just extracting it. There we go, broke the seal. So we've got this little bit of excess we can take off. And it's a weird colour really. It's not like the usual colour. I'll show you the usual colour. That's how it's tended to come out in the past. So it is a bit of a strange one. I thought it would be a lot darker. I thought it would actually have more pigment. Still, maybe I just mixed it wrong. It's still a bit soft, so you've got to be careful when it's still a bit soft. It's okay if it's for something that doesn't really matter tolerance wise, but this is a gear. We don't want it to sort of distort the shape, so I'm going to be a bit more cautious now. And this is when probably it's better to make the mould in two halves. So rather than just cut it, down one side, if you cut the whole thing through, you'll be able to peel it like that. Okay, I'm just being a bit careful, just not going too wild. Let's have a look. Oh, looks like a gear to me. Metal Gear Solid. Yowzers! That's very groovy. Let's see. I'm gonna just put this away. Don't want it to get dirty. We might be reusing this. I think there's a little air bubble in the end. There was an air bubble in an inconvenient place. That's why the end is a bit messed up there. But let's see. That is surprisingly good. Now, what this is showing me, definitely there's air inclusion, and I need to sort that out because you've got like a bubble here where it's kind of messing up. Might have to zoom in a bit to show you. You see, that's the effect of air there, and there was a bubble in the very tip. Couldn't get it down to the very tip, so that's caused that little issue. So you can modify the mould basically, either to make it longer so that if there's air in the end it can sort it, or put a little channel for that to bleed off. That's fine, but look at that. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a good first start really, and the resin actually is still a bit soft, so now's a good time really to start trimming it up if you can. We don't need this bit with the screw in it. Let's cut that out. But don't cut too near the sort of faces you want to keep a reasonable tolerance on, because it might deform. But just be very gentle. Just trim a little bit away. Or, frankly, you could just wait. You don't have to rush ahead and just sort of do this. Let it cure solid. But look at these teeth. Those are going to be awesome to sort of grind out, get that out. So there, that's good. And it's actually meshing. I'm really quite happy with that. Might have to do another one which fixes that bit, but I think this is good enough to test. I'm going to let this harden up now, then just clean that up, and we're going to try it and see what happens, see if it sort of strips instantly or actually works. It should work, technically. It should work just fine.